Do, 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 do. Hello, Mirror. Hello, Arthurian.
Quote the retweet, say nevermore.
Yes.
Which, you know, hey man, ravens can talk. It's not completely out of scope for what you might want to think. We are live for Wednesday. Linux things. I do not like the English spelling of the word Wednesday. That always has confused me since I was 9 years old.
Yeah. Wednesday.
Yes, that's how my brain has. That's why I have to come to a complete halt in the way my brain works, and I go Wedness.
Yeah.
Ugh. Hey everyone, what's going on? There we go. Just getting some social media stuff out. Happy level 87, Arthurian.
Oh, and I need the lower thirds, Ben.
You need
Return
lower
video.
Oh yeah, I don't have that on yet.
Yeah. Do. Or in this case, it's the lower half of chat.
There we go. All right, everybody. Boom.
There we go.
How's everybody doing? I sound very tinny.
Huh, yeah, he sounds perfect for me. But I can listen to the outgoing stream.
I don't know. If I have to do a sound check and there's nothing on it, I'm going to ban Mirror.
Yeah. Yep, Vin's in a white shirt. That was the first thing I noticed. But that's because it's a special shirt from, well, our merch store. We both have merch on. Let's see. I will go.
It's real easy for me to do a sound check, but I got to make sure I got the administration thing up and open to kick Mirror out of Discord. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, zombie demon hordes of the internet. This is Old Man Vin doing a sound check before and after and near and far, wherever you may be. There we go. Now, how do we do this? We just loop this, then let me change my audio settings. Gentlemen, boys and girls, zombie demon hordes of the internet. This is Old Man Vin doing a sound check before, ladies and...
Yep.
Yeah?
Sound perfect.
Sorry, Mary, we're going to have to get rid of you. It sucks. Hope it was worth the attention. So what's going on, everybody? It's middle of the week.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Wednesday.
Wednesday. Yeah, I was reading, I posted about it yesterday or maybe the day before. And Intel was getting rid of their NUCs, but Asus has decided to, like, hey man, we really like NUCs, so we're going to continue making them.
Yeah, that was cool. You go Asus.
I've never bought a NUC. I thought about buying a NUC. NUCs are expensive.
Yeah, maybe Asus will make some reasonably priced ones. They're actually good about that. They're actually good about having different price ranges on their, motherboards and
Still
whatnot.
expensive.
Yeah.
Still expensive. I understand you're paying for it. I get it. I understand it. Like, there's not a problem. There's not a disconnect. But it's like, can I? Because I wanted to get some NUCs to replace these boxes I have down here.
Mm.
And like equivalent-ish. They didn't have any like. I was even looking like old used NUCs, but like the Nugs just like starting the bare bones kits for like $200-300. You know, and you still got to populate them with SODIMMs and a drive and
Yeah. Buy all the accessories.
And then Intel had the
Components.
the Skull Canyon stuff. Like those were really impressive for the size.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, poor Arthurian. Arthurian, how long? I was going to say, how many miles do you have to travel on the train? But you're probably you're in kilometers in your country. So how many kilometers do you have to?
How many freedoms to the eagle?
I know kilometers pretty well because I also grew up partly in Mexico, which uses kilometers. So I learned it.
How many kilometers are in a mile?
1.4.
Close.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there. I think I used to know the exact number when I was little.
81 clicks. It's about 30 miles.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I'm right. We're 1.6 kilometers are in a mile, if anyone's
Oh,
wondering.
1.6. Okay. That's off.
81 kilometers to miles. Nope, I'm off. About by a factor of, it's about 50 miles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 81 kilometers divided by 1. 1.4, 1.6, somewhere around there.
I think mentally, when I try to put something in miles, I'll divide it and add about 20% on it. And then I'll just go to Google and look it up because I'm never in a situation where I can just give somebody an exact number. I'm like,
Yeah.
so what do we have on the show tonight? We got Linux Mission Center, which was fun. Looks
Impressive.
pretty cool. I'll tell you why I couldn't play around with it. Slackware's turned 30. What is going down with AlmaLinux OS? It's not really drama. We just got to pour one out for him and some punchy pie.
Punchy pie.
Punchy pie.
That's appropriate.
Yeah. What are they? What was let me go ahead and get like the other things. Finger Punch is the name of the company.
Yes. Interesting. I ran into them before.
Don't punch things with your fingers. You'll break them or dislocate them. I'm glad. Here's something you got to think about like later on in life, though. Because I remember as a kid, I was dislocating and messing up my digits all the time, man.
Oh, boy. You have those nice long fingers.
Sports ball, well, just being active, doing a lot of sports, playing around, rough housing. That's something either you grow out of or maybe just get better with it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've never broke my fingers, but I bruised them many times from playing volleyball and serving the ball quite hard. And sometimes it would be cold, outside, and my hands would be cold, and you go and hit a hard leather ball outside in the sand, and
I got metal holding me together.
Yeah, you do. That's right.
Feels awesome when you get up in the morning. It doesn't, kids.
No, I bet not.
Stay away from bone-shattery experiences in life. It's not worth it. So we got...
Oh, I gotta go take a break. Quick.
Great. Go grab something to drink, and
Okay.
we will get underway. Let me see. I got that. We've done the social media thing, so I can close the social media things. There we go. There we go. As an adult, I haven't either. I broke all my bones at one time, so I'm good. Like, I wrote that check when I was a teenager, which was cool. Is there anything good? Jeez, no wonder. It's like 35 degrees outside. That's why it's so warm in here already. What else? I think we got everything together. We have everything. I've somehow managed not to go down into the rabbit hole that is Hollow Knight. I've deleted the mod manager. I'm getting rid of that. That temptation is gone. I'm just back to waiting for Silk Song to get released. And is there anything else? I haven't seen any games come out recently, or even get announced. Outside of the, we talked about it on Saturday. There's a hipster Pixel Mega Man game that I played the demo of. I just haven't went and picked it up yet. Has anybody seen any fun games? I'm always on the lookout for something to play. Like, I am months into having a game to just play in the background. What was the name of it? Gravity Circuit, which is pretty dope. It's a puzzle game? I don't know. Take a look at it. I'm not against it. Here, this is what we're looking at. $2.99. I feel like I've played this though, or the concept of whatever they're going for. Huh. Join us on Discord. What are the Linux require? It requires an Intel cell run, 150 megs. Oh man, okay, so like more like this. One of the games is Tunic. Tunic is one of the games that I've had enough people tell me that is really good because it's subversive and what it is, but I don't know. Still waiting for Steam Summer Sale. Guess what didn't go on sale? The Last of Us. You would think with overall mixed and recent mixed reviews, Sony, then you would try to ship some units of that. Because all the people that were going to buy it's already bought it. Like that other group of people are the ones, you know, we're not young, we don't have impulse control issues. We're like, we'll buy that when it's fixed. Which I will. I don't know, I probably shouldn't buy anything right now. I gotta order that. What are we on, like week 3? I still need to order that cheap test bench. That's just gonna be a fun video. We'll see what the cheapest test bench on Amazon looks like. I got a list of video stuff I gotta do. I was kind of hoping the Intel Arcs would go on fire sale. 770s. They haven't. And we got to get that Epic board. Then a bunch of other stuff. Fun. No, well, that's like one thing. I'll go ahead and tell everybody. Here's a sad trombone. I was watching Drop Frames, and they had two Twitch executives on. And one of the questions they brought up were like, hey, what about AV1 encoding? They're like, nah, we're not working on it right now. So,
oh boy.
That's going to be one of the things that's going to bite them when they try to get that up and running. But like AV1 encoding is, with the Intel Arc, I want to see if it works with the DaVinci Resolve with the AV1 encoding, but I also want to know to what extent, how many hoops do you got to jump through to get everything that you'd want up and working, and what are the differences, you know, like with AMD versus the AMD official drivers, the binary release versus just, you know, the bleeding edge Mesa stack. The latest kernel, like what are the trade-offs with that? And I don't know, benchmarking some games people want to actually play on Linux instead of like, here's how well it runs Xenontic. Like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We'll see. They fluctuate. That Acer card, Acer can't make up their mind. Acer's either charging like $370 for it or like $312. If it drops below 2, two is around my ends to buy thing of like, okay, I'll just pick that up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust independent people. I have no idea if it runs DaVinci Resolve. Like if you search on the internet, Intel Arc, Linux DaVinci Resolve, you get like 2 Reddit posts, and one of them's like, yeah, it totally works all the time. You know, I Linux yesterday 7 times, and like, no, I don't have any faith in that. We will find out one day. Cool, everybody. Let's hop into it. You know what? I'm good on drink, so.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do what you do, Vin. I got a big one here as a backup. And then I have my main glass that I use. This is from me and Steve's cupboard. It's an old glass. I think his parents left it. It might be from the 60s or 70s.
From the cupboard? You mean it's not from, like, I don't know, a box in the backyard under a tree?
No. But it's either 60s or 70s. Possibly 80s, but I think it's older than that. If Steve's husband sees it, he'll know.
No, Arthur. Neutronics doesn't test. Neutronics will tell you whether or not it works on really old games and some synthetic benchmarks. That's why I want to get my hands on it and see if it works with OBS and what we can do with it. We'll find out. It'll be a toy in the future. Stay tuned. Cool. Mm-hmm. All right, let me make sure. See, I'm glad I checked that.
Oh.
See, I cheated.
Full screen yet.
Let me get Joe lined up. What I'm doing is, let me check the shot's got to get lined up too, is Rectangle, the box that we use for Trackmania, to give it like a little extra oomph. I'm trying to make sure our heads are roughly the same size. That's what we're doing. So there we go. We'll just have Jill like that. And so I've put the output display on that at 720p. And instead of changing that back and forwards all the time, I'm just going to leave it.
Oh, that's convenient. One less setting you have to keep changing.
Yeah, and we get better performance on Tuesdays. Yeah, look at all that extra room. I can put myself over. There we go. I gotta get it, really look at it to make sure there's no room. So I don't get that email. It's like, you know,
Oops, wrong. Sorry, I'm still dyslexic with that.
You will get that email of like, there's 2, possibly 3 pixels between your 2-shot that you might want to take a look at. And then they'll notice next week it's like 4 pixels, because that's how I roll. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, I think we got everything together. I need to go to the grocery today on top of everything.
Oh. Are you going to take a trip to Aldi or go to Whole Foods or?
No. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I'm surrounded. I'm in, like, geographically centered, and I'm surrounded. So it's like whatever I feel like.
Yeah.
If I was smart, I would probably look at like advertisements and be like, hey, what's on sale? Have you ever used coupons? I've never used coupons before.
We're not coupon people. Steve can't stand dealing with that stuff. Every once in a while, we'll use one if it's a huge discount. Like you go to a store and members receive 50% off. We'll do something like that.
If it's something like that, if I stumble across it, I'm like, oh, great deal. I think the biggest thing with like coupons, they have coupons here in the States, so they'll send you like flyers, is I will maybe every other week walk out to my mailbox, reach in, pull everything out, and just dump it in the bin.
Yeah.
I don't look at it. I don't read it. So that's like my big hang up.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way. On Tuesdays is when we get all our ads for the local stores and whatnot, and if they just go in the recycle bin. I don't usually look at them.
Oh, Steve, is that how you do
Yeah.
your wallet? I put my wallet on a diet a couple of years ago. I had like that big chunky wallet, and I've taken everything out except
Yeah.
for like an emergency credit card, couple of debit cards, a little bit of like super emergency cash. You know, enough to bribe one person, not two. Yeah, I don't like carrying around like big. Maybe I should get a fanny pack though.
Yeah. Oh, the kids these days call them sling bags. So it's the same thing though. And they wrap it around here.
Well, I mean,
around
it's
the chest.
like kids call them these, hey, I got a sports wagon. I'm like, no, you don't. You got a station wagon.
Yeah.
I got a sling bag. I'm like, yeah, cool fanny pack. I just like being able to get away with saying the word fanny.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy they're back in style because I use them especially to go to like Disneyland, the parks. They're great for, for those kind of places because you never have to worry.
That's completely understandable.
Yeah.
But one things I don't like, a sling bag, like a legitimate like sling bag, with like the
yeah.
little, you see somebody walking around, it's like, are you on a quest? But
no,
those I'm like, I get that. And if you got some extra stuff you got to carry around, but if you're not a student, if you're just a grown person out and about, you know what?
Yeah.
I got questions if you got a big backpack on. Like, what are you doing? What's going on here? Like, who knows? Cool, everybody. Let's go ahead and do a show.
Mm-hmm.
That's locked. We do that. We get our outro music. Oh, you did a scale bag?
Yeah. Yeah, we get as our merch. When you go in the door, you get a bag with all the swag, the cool swag for the show and your schedule and everything, and it comes in a nice skill bag. So I have one for every year.
Well, I'm glad it's not made out of plastic, so we don't have to worry about asphyxiation.
Well, actually, there were a few years there that they were made out of plastic. They were really thick plastic backpacks. But now these ones were cloth, kind of a cloth base.
ADF in your room? I wish it was ADF in here.
Oh, poor Biatko. Yeah.
Let's get in an argument about the differences between rubber and plastic, or let's start a show. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Do, 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 do.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Linux Weekly, daily Wednesdays where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things going on in the world of Linux and open source. I'm Vin, that's Jill, and everyone watching us live here on Twitch. Pretty chunky show to talk about. Mm-hmm. Jill tried to surprise me, and Jill's like, hey, I got my new, because we just brought back the LWDW shirts.
Yes.
You can see Jill has hers on. Look at that.
Yeah.
Those are back in the store.
I'm very, very happy that it's nice and soft and comfortable. I have two other LWW shirts, but this one is more comfortable. It's a softer shirt.
Softer shirt, and I have on the new one just back in the store because I didn't like the separation.
That looks cool. Your IBM Obey, your blue hat.
It has nothing to do with either of those. Whatever you want to project upon this shirt is up to you. For me, this is just called a bossy shirt when you want to put something in Obey Me mode.
Yes.
Keep that in mind. It's got the nice little off-white Linux Gamecast chunky. This is Mark II. That the first one I got, because I get samples of these before I put them on the store. I didn't like the separation with the lines here, so I had to make some corrections there.
Yeah,
and I will make a version of this in black, but I'm also waiting for the sample to come in because I got to do the outline around.
Yeah, is it going to be like a white outline on the Obey? Yeah.
No, I got to make sure that's right. And sorry, it takes a while because we use Spreadshirt for these, so these are nice chunky shirts. These are not cheap. and but they're not expensive because I'm not trying to make money. I'm making like a buck or two off these things, and then you got to send me a notification sometimes because if they ever change their prices on their base merch, it'll be under from what we were charging, which has happened a couple of times, and I'll have to move it back up. But we got die cut stickers and all that fun stuff.
Yes.
Look at that. You thought you were going to get away from us shilling? Too bad. Store.linuxgamecast.com. There we go. Let's get right into it this week. With something I ran across earlier. I was like, man, you know what? This thing called Mission Center. And I'm looking at that. I'm scrolling through it, and I'm thinking, I've seen this before. Like, that looks familiar. What we're looking at is what you would consider like, GNOME system monitor, but it looks a bit different. It does, because if you like Windows, well, this looks awfully Windowsy, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Doesn't it? Just a little bit. Just slightly, In fact, this thing was verified because I posted it in our Discord, and I'm like, hey, this looks kind of Windowsy. And our resident Windows user in our Discord was like, yeah, it kind of does. What does it do? It monitors CPU, RAM, disk, GPU, and your ether noodles. And you know it. It's written in Rust. So
yes.
I tried to build it, and then it was complaining about some cargo crate or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go down this rabbit hole this afternoon. So yeah, didn't work out of the box on Debian, but there is a dark mode, and Jill, it also has a Flatpak. You had Flatpak installed too, right?
Yeah, so I installed the Mission Center as a Flatpak in the Pop! OS software shop. It was already in there, the latest version. And I like the nice big graphs that are, really easy to read. And honestly, this is kind of a Swiss Army knife for monitoring system resource usage on Linux. It's really sweet. There's lots of other really good tools out there, but this is just pretty to look at and graphically beautiful. And the only monitor I can think of that could be added is actually CPU temperature, which I like to monitor frequently. So the Mission Center doesn't have the CPU temperature, but I think that's something they could probably fix easily. The GPU monitor, on the other hand, does have a temperature readout, which is great. Just really awesome.
I like it. And you know what? You got all of the screenshots. I'm just, it makes me so happy to see this. To show off the work that you've put into a project, people.
Yes.
Because
it's beautiful. It's going to be a go-to now every time I set up a new Linux system.
Oh, yeah. I would never use something like this, but I like it. Just, I'm beat up. If I want fancy, that's me. I'm old school to a fault. Like HSOP's usually where I'm at. I'll type in sensors if I need a reading on something. I got a widget. I do have a widget in XFCE. What is it called? I don't know. It just shows like the K10 temps on the Threadripper and just really basic stuff.
Yeah.
But I like, why is stuff like this important? It's real familiar.
Yeah, it's real familiar.
So if you're coming over from Windows and you're like, oh, I know how this works. I understand this. And it's good to have that, almost one-to-one look and feel.
Because
when you're watching other tech tubers and they're showing off and they're doing something really cool, like really crazy powerful hardware, and they open the equivalent up on my Windows, I'm like, why? Why do you have such cool hardware and you're using Windows on it? I don't get it. But that's cool. So there you go. There's the Flatpak. It'll work. Flatpak will work on anything. And you know what? When it comes to containerized apps on the desktop, Flatpak is the lesser of two evils. So make of that what you will. Jill, somebody is getting old.
Oh yeah, just like we are, Ben. So
now, we've been old. What do you mean getting old?
So Slackware Linux is the world's oldest surviving Linux distribution, and it has turned 30 years old. Oh my God, I feel so old. So Slackware, remains actively maintained and is highly regarded for its awesome stability. And it was once thought dead, but last year, Slackware released version 15.0 after a 6-year gap. I was so happy about that. And I actually still run Slackware on one of my main machines with the XFCE desktop. And like me and Ven, Slackware is a lot of people's first introduction to Linux. I started with Slackware in 1993, and because it was my first Linux distro, it really has a special place in my heart. And getting 24 3.5 floppy disk images installed and working correctly, woohoo! I knew I was an elite Linux hacker when that happened. And not blowing up my 21-inch CRT monitor in the process with the XF86 config file was a feat. And that's how I learned that, how to install Linux and not burn up my CRT with the improper horizontal and vertical hertz. So that was a thing. And Slackware, it's extremely fast, nimble, and stable. And what's cool, and it's so very true, its goal is to be the most Unix-like Linux distribution. And it is. It definitely is. There are no official repositories for Slackware. The only official packages Slackware provides are available on the install media. However, there are many third-party repositories for Slackware. And Slackware's package management system is called PKG Tools, like PKG install and whatnot.
Slackpacks.
Yeah, Slackpacks. But you can also now use slapt-get and gslapt. You can use to resolve dependencies and install applications like you do with Debian's apt. So they've made it a lot easier now to install packages. And Slackware actually includes all my favorite classic multimedia apps, including MPlayer, XMMS, and Cine. So I love to go and play with those old apps on the classic Slackware. And I personally have been a patron of Slackware for quite some time and happily support Patrick Volkerding and his small team of developers because I love Slackware Linux. It's awesome.
It's been around forever. It's omnipresent when you think about Linux.
Absolutely.
You think about Slackware. I mean, Slackware predates 1.0 kernel.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh. And yes, back in 1993, you were on dial-up. You were downloading save icons.
Mm-hmm.
All 24 of them.
Yes. Absolutely.
You spent that afternoon, not even afternoon, sometimes it'd be a weekend before you get everything downloaded.
Yeah.
But eventually you would get it to boot, and you'd be like, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if I can get a graphical X386 session up and running on that. And that was another weekend. It was good times. We learned a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, it's been a minute. It's been almost 6 years since 14.2. But this current release is a little bit of a break. But Slackware, much like just Pat himself, he's like, it's done when it's done. It's ready when it's ready, which I'm down with that. However, like newer updates going forward, and a lot of the background work has been done to make it a lot easier. So we should see more frequent updates from Slack. We won't get is the project still alive questions
yes.
for the development cycles anymore. And do I still have I used Slack? And no, I mean, probably since like maybe the early 2000s. Slack was, and probably still is to some extent. I've always said Slackware is user-friendly as a coiled rattlesnake, which I think holds true. However, back then, it was great for low-end systems that I wanted to get set up with the GUI networking and relatively easy for the time, Slackpack installs. Today, would I recommend it? Learning, playing around. It's still very Unix-like. And don't be afraid to learn, just figure out how stuff works. Like, that is frighteningly gone. We talked about on Saturday on Linux Gamecast about a writer who tried to run Hollow ISO as desktop Linux, and they wrote an entire article about how Linux isn't ready for the desktop.
Oh, yeah.
Based on this hacked up, nothing against Hollow ISO, because Hollow ISO developers are very clear. It's like, dude, don't like mess around with this. This is prototype stuff I'm playing with. And use that, like just the disconnect from and there was a lot of like, I didn't immediately understand how to do this, therefore it's wrong. I do not support that type of thinking. I never have. It's a different operating system. I don't walk into it with, it's another case of, I got this, bro.
Yeah.
You don't.
and you don't compare to a distro that's still niche. That's, based off of SteamOS. It's not your average consumer Linux distro like Ubuntu or Fedora.
I don't. Maybe because the knowledge skill never works the other way. Because somebody who's been running desktop Linux, like I haven't touched a Windows box, like not from like, ooh, Windows is nasty and all that. Like use Windows where it makes sense. I've just not been in a professional situation where I have like had to really tinker with Windows.
Yeah.
Can you figure Windows out though? Yeah, you can because it's been filed down for the least common denominator. It's very accessible in that.
Yeah.
But your experience with Windows, like, doesn't translate. And I'll keep saying this, like, you got to take the time to learn how Linux is.
Exactly. Just like you learned Windows, Finn, you have to learn Linux.
I'm going to say you need to be in the right mindset. Again, you're not just going to figure it out. That's ego talking. I mean, I'm constantly learning new stuff, and that's one of the things I like about the operating system. And, getting somebody up and running to the point, like if you're technically adept under Windows and something breaks under Linux, like if you just get a perfect install, you don't have to do anything. What do you do when something breaks? See, that's some of the knowledge we're missing right now because the solution to that, nuke and pave these days. I'm like, no. If it breaks, that's a challenge. Your box is throwing down a gauntlet and it's like, fix me without wiping. I'm like, no, I'm just going to wipe. Like, don't do that. Happy birthday, Slackware. Very happy.
Yeah, we love you.
They're still around. So, not really part of the, I think a Red Hat drama soap opera. It's winding down. But I do need to bring this up because I don't want to say a casualty of it, but the first casualty of it is AlmaLinux. The future of AlmaLinux is bright, I should say, written by Benny Vasquez, the chair of the board for AlmaLinux OS. And they go through this. They had to make this announcement. And I get it. After, RHEL has done their thing, unlike Rocky, which we talked about last week, or it might have been the week before, Rocky has this Rube Goldberg plan of getting their way around the new restrictions that Red Hat's put in place.
Yeah.
Almost like, we don't have time for that. We're just going to start doing our own thing. We are. It's still going to be Red Hat compatible-ish, but it no longer will be maintaining that bug for bug compatibility. So that means that they're going to be able to accept patches that are outside of mainstream, and they're going to be able to make fixes quicker. However, and all that's great, unless you need a RHEL clone, then you're not going to be able to use it. So is this going to be something new? Yes, it is. What do you think is going to happen, Joe? Good news?
Oh, I think this is awesome news. And honestly, truly, I think this is going to progress the AlmaLinux ecosystem for the better. This might be the best news for them. It's going to even make them more independent. And they've always been, AlmaLinux has always been great when it comes to giving back to the community, filing bugs, and contributing upstream in Fedora and CentOS Stream. And this will not change. They are going to continue to support that. And if you would like to help them out, you can join the AlmaLinux OS Foundation or become a sponsor on GitHub or Open Collective and report bugs. Yay! But this is their community is wonderful. I got to meet quite a few of the members at the Southern California Linux Expo 20X back in March. And that was a wonderful experience. I was very impressed with their enthusiasm and just the community in general. They are great.
It's going to be interesting to see how everything shakes down. We got Susie doing their thing. Oracle, I don't care what you're doing. Neither does anyone else that's not been locked into your stack. I want to see how Rocky's going to end up playing this out. I like their little games that they're going to be playing and their workarounds. I'm a huge fan of that. And here we have Alma. I'm like, right, go do your own thing. Maybe, you know what? They changed and they change the deal like halfway through the game. You're like, oh, let's see what it shakes up. Maybe Alma will become its own standardized thing. Yeah, wish him best of luck.
Me too. Absolutely.
Well, it's not often that I see a keyboard that I think I can tolerate.
Oh, this one you can put track balls on. So Ben really liked this one. So this is actually a really unique use for a Raspberry Pi, a split keyboard PCB that uses an Raspberry Pi 2040 processor in each half. It is known as the XIMI, or XIMI, and you can grab one on Finger Punch for $79. And it comes with just the PCB, and the PCB serves as a base for those who want to build their own split keyboards. And this purchase includes 2 separate PCBs, one for the left side and one for the right, so you get both. And each board has a Raspberry Pi 2040 processor and 16 megabytes of storage. And there's breakout pins, which are accessible for 3 extra GPIO pins, as well as SPI, 12C, LED support, and USB-C. And here's what's cool. The XIMI has support for Chalk V1 or MX switches, per key LEDs, rotary encoders, 34 millimeter trackballs. Yes, that you can have 2 of them, one on each side. A Circ trackball, 3-way thumb switch, haptic feedback, and it has a pre-soldered audio buzzer that you can put on it. So this thing is full of lots of cool goodies, some of which you don't get when you buy very expensive keyboards from customizable keyboards from manufacturers.
Yeah, I want a speaker in my keyboard so it can scream at me. Awesome.
Yeah, I think that's cool. And, this PCB is actually a starting point for creating a fun and unique customizable keyboard. And you can find the files for a 3D printable case and the build guide on the XIMI GitHub page linked here in our show notes. So go make a really cool keyboard. I mean, a really cool, unique keyboard, one that other people don't have.
I think this has the bones. Now, the immediate thing I'm going to point out, it's not wireless. Boo.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of my dream, like having because I like this idea of like truly a split keyboard. The design concept's been around for a long time. This is not, groundbreaking here, but there's always that cable connecting the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like that.
Always.
Then there's the other cable connecting it to the PC. I'm like,
yes.
I'm angry enough that I have to have a cable on my desktop for this Stream Deck. But really the only thing I'll take issue with is like you can build this yourself. Everything's open source, all the designs that you need. And it looks really nice. I don't know how practical the dual trackballs are going to be, but they'd be fun to play with. Maybe you can come up with an interesting use for them. And, it's using the available 2040 chips, so it's always good to see people putting that to use. You still need, even if you spend the $79, you're going to need the keycaps, the switches, the LEDs, and all that.
Yeah.
And more importantly, I think you're going to want to find somebody with a better 3D printer. Because once you zoom in on this, that doesn't look all that good. Like maybe
you can see the bumps and the rough
take it
texture.
And ship it to a professional 3D printing surface, or if you know anybody who does injection molding or wood carving, because I'm sure somebody's going to make this out of wood at some point. I like the design of it, and you can see the different designs. If you don't want the trackpad, you can get the little touchpad here.
Yes,
so you can just move around.
That's nice. I just thought of a way to use the 2 trackballs in a dual shooter game. I think that might be
like a twin stick?
Yeah, like a twin stick. Yeah.
That would be interesting. The problem is we need a way for the fire button now.
Yeah, there we go.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I see.
That still might work, though.
But yeah, you could modify it, maybe add, because there's a lot of empty space there on the top right of the trackball.
We just go ham on it and we just put some micro switches up at the top there.
Yeah.
I mean, that might work. I don't know. It's a neat project. Links to all this got to be in our show notes. But before we get out of here, I want to take a moment to thank everybody supporting the show. We got a new Twitch resub from Gamatron last night because we're doing Trackmania on Tuesdays.
Yes.
What'd you think of the maps last night? All right.
Oh, I love the maps last night. I'm looking forward to playing them and practicing.
You didn't find one you just like had seething hatred? Always try to at least get like one map in there to upset everybody. But upset, I mean challenge people because...
Challenge, yeah.
And sometimes it's fun, but sometimes you always want to have that nice little bit of... What we do on Tuesdays is continuing adult education. It's like playing chess. It's like playing checkers, but it's to keep you active with 14 new tracks every week. We got a great group of people. We're always looking for more. Actually, maybe 4 more. Because I think our hard limit is going to be around 12 on that. We got a private server, swaps out, runs 24/7. All of our scores are recorded locally on our own server, so you can always race against people asymmetrically and look at their times like, oh, can I beat that? Can I beat that? Then we come back on Fridays after having a couple of days of practicing. And we do a rounds match, which is completely different than just trying to set times. We all start at the same time. And it's who finishes the most.
Yeah.
And the problem is...
consistent.
If you try to be really fast, much higher chance of you wrecking really fast.
Yeah.
And time again, it has been the turtle that wins the matches. And it's like slow and steady, and I get it.
It's one of the reasons when I'm win maps I do, because I have to be slow and steady. I'm usually slower than everyone else we're playing with, and it's because
Jill's
of my
flying
vision.
around cussing like a sailor. Don't listen to her.
but I have to memorize the maps, and as a result, and things that are coming at fast speed, I don't see well, so I have to be a little slower than you guys are.
Well, you got to sit further away from the monitor, give you more time.
Yeah. Yeah. But I have gotten a lot faster. My car does go zoom zoom sometimes.
It's all about practice.
Yes.
Everybody kind of started off and it's an old game too, by the way. I want to bring that up. You know, it's like 11, 12-year-old game.
Fun.
It runs on integrated graphics. Great.
Yeah.
It still looks good too.
Yeah.
So you can play it on anything. It's been fun to see people come in not really knowing anything, and it's not just racing. Like, racing's boring. This is like physics, platforming, puzzle solving.
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
You start each map with like, whoop, and we'll all go the wrong way. Then we're like, okay. Then you see people creeping around. Then we're looking for like ways, because a lot of the maps have shortcuts built into them that we don't realize until like 5 minutes into the game. We're like, oh, geez, okay, now we found this. Fun time. Come play with us. If you want to get all the information, just head over to Linux Gamecast, Filthy Casuals bit there. If you're a Twitch sub, you get some Bezo Bucks, go ahead, try it out. If you're a patron, you currently got access to our Discord, same way as if you're a Twitch sub. Hop in, check out the channel. Everything's posted, and there we'd love to see you on Friday. But that's not your thing. Check out our support page. Share the show. Tell some people about it. I've organized this for a patron, LibrePay, PayPal,
Yay.
crypto. If you're a crypto pro, we got Amazon wishlist. Jill's got one. Jordan has one. Pedro has one. I got one for the studio. Merch store, which hopefully, if it's updated, we will see. Yeah, it's something I should have tested. Okay.
There it is.
Hey, there it is. There's the Bossy Shirt MK2 that I'm currently sporting right now. And almost knocked the stream deck. Beautiful might be the wrong word for it. It might. It might.
Well, the LWDW shirt is beautiful.
It works.
Yes.
And they finally got the colors right on it. Amazon storefront, if you're looking for everything that's in the studio, click or itemize the list. Look at that. Everything's organized.
Sweet.
PC, audio, lighting. And this is not for you to buy it on Amazon if you don't want to buy it on Amazon. Fair warning, I think we get like a fraction of a half of a penny if you buy something through this. But if you're not worried about it, and you're like, hey, what's that monitor? What's that back in the rack? And that's how you find it. Because when you say, hey, Vin, what is that? That's the link I send you. And I'm not trying to blow you off. I'm like, there's everything. Go check it out. I think it's at Humble Affiliate Links. We do thank you for your support. Letting us do what we do. Loud, live, and independent. And tomorrow, which is turning into a very interesting series.
Yeah, Jordan and Empty.
Jordan are going
having
through
fun with portals.
Portal Reloaded, and Empty's audio is going to get a little bit better. I'm going to do a little surgery on that, and Jordan's going to record, and I'm going to create a nice little thing because he's on a little headset, which it's legible, but it wouldn't sound bad if Jordan wasn't set up the way he was set up for his audio tray. And it's one of those comparative things. If Jordan was on a headset, it would be fine. You wouldn't even notice it. This is great. Portal Reloaded introduces a new mechanic, which is the square portal.
Yes.
It's a rectangle. Is a rectangle a square? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. And it makes you have to go through past, present, and current in order to figure these puzzles out. And me and Jordan originally went through Portal 2, and that was bad enough.
Mm-hmm.
This is the next level of psychosis and just pure maliciousness that I enjoy watching them try to figure out. And they do. But it is that if you want to sit around and help them, because they're looking for help. I haven't found a walkthrough on this. This is those two are going through in co-op in real time. I'm sure they would love your help. I try to watch it. I can sometimes attempt to be helpful, but I'm just like, I don't know. My brain hurts. And you will spend 20 to 30 minutes with that one reward. They finally figure it out. It's good to see.
I played through the first 3 maps on the single player campaign. And it is a brain teaser, that's for sure.
And yes, then you got to factor in the cooperation thing on top of that. Man, it's a delightful stream that's going to be at 7:30 tomorrow, unless it's not, but it should be. And you can always find everything after the fact on our UNCUT channel. So if you're looking for the long VODs, like this show, it'll be up next week for everybody, and for patrons, it'll be up this afternoon. But yeah, you just subscribe to that and you'll get all of our live and uncut stuff and game streams from Twitch and all those fun things. Cool. Are we good? Can we do credits now, Joe?
Yes, we can.
Because then I take a sip of something.
Oh, we can thank all our beautiful patrons. Right, anytime.
Anytime?
Yeah.
All right.
Yay. We have one of our advisors in chat right now, which is our Theron. And we have Omegas, who's also one of our advisors. And we have our executive producers, Barbrandt, Scott M, Mike G, drummer, Pebble, and our Chicago Kicks people, Super Desktop, Empty, Blasphemia, Sea Monsters, Trudgills, Veritanuda, Justin, Frostclaw, Nubbin, Death Notes, and Foxdog, Swine, and lots of chairlings. Too many awesome people to name. They go by the screen. Those credits go by the screen too quickly for me to read.
Thank you for your support, everybody.
But you know who you are.
We'll be back next week.
Yay!
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Love you all. Yay! Thank you, Steve Husband. That was a fun show.
Steve, when are you going to go see the Barbie movie?
They already had he could go see a preview of it already on, what day was that? Monday?
Yeah, but Steve's a punk. He didn't go.
Yeah. Well, he couldn't go because he had a doctor's appointment and he got a great checkup. And, but yeah, so me and him are going to go.
You need to go see the Barbie Oppenheimer double feature. Which one do you watch first, Oppenheimer or Barbie?
Yeah, we wanted to see it together, and he didn't want to see it twice. Probably didn't want to see it twice, so he just kind of waited for me. But also, he had an appointment.
All right, so how much did that run? $29.55. 5 seconds to spare.
Awesome.
Now, if anyone was wondering, they were like, Vin, you're talking a lot about Trackmania. And I'm like, yep, I am. I got 4 minutes and 8 seconds to kill.
Yeah, no, I was watching the clock.
That's how you fill time.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I think I already know the ending of Oppenheimer. Spoilers. It's like, no, don't tell me the ending of Titanic. I mean, I'll watch Oppenheimer. I'll get around to it. I'm not going to go see it in the theater. I'm always interested in stuff like that. It'll be interesting to watch. The Barbie movie, I don't know. Like, I will probably get everything I need out of the Barbie movie by seeing the clips online. To say I don't necessarily need the entire Barbie experience. But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be very successful. It's Barbie mania has taken over the country. You can Airbnb a Barbie mansion, a pink Barbie mansion. You know, people are doing parties, Barbie parties. It's really cool. It's really good for the company too, because this is going to be, I think, a good hit for them. And it's good for my Steve husband. So. Yeah, it's got like an 86 or an 89 on Rotten Tomatoes, but as much as I like to bring out Rotten Tomatoes, I call it complete rubbish when it's bad for the movies that I like. So if I'm honest, I gotta call it bad for the movies that I want to do well too. Like,
yeah, I don't necessarily use that as a bellwether of whether I'm going to go see the movie or not.
I use it as a bell pepper. Yeah, I don't like, that was driven home to me years and years ago with and I might have brought this up, Sky Atlas, a movie that was just critically panned.
Oh yeah, and you loved it. I know I would like it too. I just haven't seen it yet.
It was based on the book by the Wachowski twins. They did it.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it for years and years and years, and it was somebody, I don't know if somebody had given it to, I ended up watching it. And I'm like, oh, you people are just too dumb to understand this. Like, this is a brilliant film that would only have gotten made. It couldn't have been made it will never be commercial success.
Yeah.
And the only reason it was ever made is because the Wachowskis put their name on it and did the directing on it. Wonderful film.
Oh, so true, Stephen. Yeah, good Rotten Tomato rating will get people out to see it. That's absolutely true, especially if it's really highly rated on Rotten Tomato, which Barbie is. That's a good sign.
If I had to go see it in theater, and if it doesn't open with Aqua, I would walk out.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. You can dance.
Not a fan of the song, but I like the music video.
It is fun.
All right. So, is anybody got anything going on this week?
Okay, this weekend. What am I doing? No big plans this weekend. We were going to relax because next weekend we'll do Disneyland. We were supposed to do Disneyland last weekend, but Steve wanted to go to the concert and it was too hot at Disneyland. So, so we're waiting for 2 more weeks. But this weekend we just have a lot of chores around the house to do, and Steven's got to work on the bathroom and with the leak we're dealing with. So he's going to be doing that.
All right. What?
But yeah, so last weekend, of course, he went to go see the Sparks and They Might Be Giants at... I just spaced on the name. There it is at the not the Cinerama Dome, because that used to be a place you could go see bands. Why am I forgetting the name of it, honey? I've been to it many times. It's the big outdoor theater here in LA.
You're waiting on the Remnant 2? You're in the waiting room? Isn't that like a week away from unlocking?
Hollywood Bowl. There it is. Thank you, Mir. Yeah, it'd been about 20 years since I'd been to the Hollywood Bowl, and for Steven too. But I've seen lots of cool events there. I've seen James Horner playing Star Trek music. That was awesome. And yeah, I went there for a 4th of July special. Yeah, seen lots of cool things there.
I need to, here's a weird one. So I watch a lot of Amazon shows before they come out, by a long shot, and I watch shows that never make it to Amazon Prime. Because by hook or by crook, I'm in a program that, like, I don't talk about it a lot because I can't talk about anything.
Yeah.
But they finally figured out the way to get, because I will say this much, a lot of it is like dumb reality shows. So you're not missing anything. And a lot of this stuff, it's all pilot episodes and stuff like that. And it's like, what do you think about this stuff? Like, I'm not interested in that at all. And, but I just have been ignoring it because a couple of months ago, they were like, you're not logging in to do them. Like, yeah, I don't really care that much. I don't have time. And they're like, come back in or you might lose access. I'm like, okay, that'll save me from having to get out of it or whatever. And now their approach is like, you want some gift cards? And I'm like, how much? How much? How much is it? Is it worth $50 to sit and watch reality TV usually?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I got to make the debate. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because I got one of those notifications. I got to log in and see what it is. But I'm going to say good on Amazon. Like the preview player and all that stuff works under Linux. And it's all like watermarked and stuff, So like if I made a pirated copy of it, like, we can track that down to you.
Yes.
I've been going through the first one, waiting on 2. All right. Yeah, I didn't know that was coming out. Remnant 2. That's a Windows game, so I don't pre-purchase stuff like that. Do I pre-purchase anything?
I
don't want to say I never do it because there's always that one example. Like, I had to I'm just talking about video games, so, I don't want to hear about people pre-purchasing a taffy or something like that.
Yeah.
Have I pre-purchased a video game? Digital video game. Because I pre-purchased Mortal Kombat 2 on the Mega Drive.
Oh, okay.
In
well,
1993 or whenever that was. That was a physical game. But it wasn't like, I wanted it for that was the only way we could play the game. And I knew it was going to be sold out. Yeah, well, with Steam, there's like not a big deal. Like I would pre-purchase something if you get a discount on it. Maybe.
Yeah, that makes more sense. It
or
just
if they had
doesn't
like a bonus,
make sense to me. Yeah,
like just to pre-purchase it to like you could just buy it on the first day, or maybe you get to play it early or something. I seriously, I'm just trying to work through like scenarios where I will pre-purchase.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I know I've done it once, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It was something really important. I think when Steam was new on Linux.
So this is the reason I don't wear t-shirts very often, because if I get something that fits these shoulders, it's like wide.
Too wide.
Right.
Yeah.
So did they make like t-shirt shaped like this?
I know. Yeah, that's it. I guess if you'd get like a shirt that says a big slim shirt, slim fitting, maybe? I don't know.
Find me a big slim t-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I see slim form-fitting t-shirts. I just don't know if they have one for big and tall either. I don't know. But you're tall, not not huge.
Right. Like I got room to grow in this, and this is like a medium. But I would have gotten a small for myself, and it wouldn't have fit at all. It would look like I was like, roar, like something like that the entire time. But I got this for free. Well, I got this because
Yeah.
I had to check it out. But yeah, Frank's going to inherit this. It's going to be a summer wardrobe.
It's going to be awesome. Yeah, this shirt, this is a men's large, but I could easily fit in a medium, but I wanted something a little baggier. I have that my other LWW shirts are the women's shirts, but I wanted to get a men's this time and have it a little blousey.
You know what irritates me? That the women's shirts cost more than the men's shirts?
Uh-huh. There's that, yeah.
Why?
Annoying.
That
We have to make a shape. So, I don't know. I never get that. I've never gotten it.
like my cost is it's like almost $2 more for the women's comfort tee
Yeah.
than it is for the good t-shirt.
Yeah, it's only $20 for this one.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, God, let's get the other t-shirt. Yeah, I've never understood that. We could do some $9 shirts because they have options. You know that like cotton that you can see through, like the ones you get at
Yeah.
like that'll fall apart after you wash it once. All right. Let me get. My brain's working right now. It's like, how do I schedule this so I can do everything in order? That ends up with me being done with stuff because I should go to the grocery. And here's the way my brain works. My brain's like, bro, you don't need to eat.
Yeah, you have to eat to stay healthy.
I'm not a college kid anymore. I gotta eat every day.
Yeah. God, I remember being able to survive on one piece of pizza for 2 days.
Well, I only eat one meal a day, and that's been like a thing since I can remember.
Yeah.
And I was never. By the time I was a teenager, my mom just like gave up on me. She was like, "Fine, you can just eat." But I remember like being forced to eat breakfast as a kid. I'm like, this is horrible. Like, why do you want food when you get up in the morning? This is miserable. Like, and so I try to make it a point because I always eat dinner, and I'm supposed to eat every day, right? Because there's no snacks or anything like that for me. I try not to miss meals, but I will miss meals because I will straight up forget to eat. And sometimes I will even be a little bit hungry, but I'm already laying down by then. And I'm like, welp, I guess we'll take care of that tomorrow because I'm not getting up.
Yeah.
The 60 version lets you play early. All right. I mean, if there's something. But I mean, you don't have to justify anything. Like, because I want to. I felt like pre-order, deal with it. And I'm like, that's cool. I don't have anything against pre-orders. I'm just always asking questions, always curious.
Yeah, that is. Well, that would make sense if they let you play it early, but usually they don't have that option. It's like, here, just order the game. We don't give you anything, just that you have a spot in the line. Well, it's digital, so they shouldn't run out of copies digitally.
Unless it's Humble.
Yeah, that's something different because that's timed,
Well, it's not even timed. It's how many keys they have access to because you buy something on, the generate a batch of keys. Like, there's still Humble games that I'm waiting to get keys for. Humble thinks we've forgotten. And I'm like, no, I haven't forgotten. You said you didn't, and I don't even care about the game, but I'm just always keeping an eye for it. If you're getting something directly from Steam, they can't run out of keys.
Yeah.
But, there's always things like a game like Action Hang. There was a Sonic, special costumes and things like that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I wonder if that was the game that I pre-ordered, because we used to play it a lot in the after show. Huh.
The Action Hang, we got, review copies. Like, we got, me, Jordan, and Pedro have Sonic the Hedgehog costumes that no one else has. Because it was a high-tier Kickstarter reward that they gave out, and that just happened to be attached to the review copies they sent us. So every time we play, if there's anybody else playing, they're like, how did you get the Sonic costume? Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool, though. All right, I need to get to it. I need to go make all this stuff into a podcast.
Okay.
So Everybody, have a great rest of your week. Like I said, go, like, seriously, do yourself a favor. Go pop in tomorrow at 7:30 back here on Twitch and check out Jordan and Empty with the portal and just watch the meltdown because it is surprisingly
It was, yeah.
entertaining and it's getting better. They already got their flow worked out we got it figured out. And Thursday, yep, that'll be tomorrow. And Friday, we're back for Trackmania.
Yeah.
7:30 p.m. Come play with us or not. Come watch. Offer your opinions. We do that, and we do the new Trackmania after that. We do the Cup of the Knot Day. See how good we got murder-rated last week. It was bad. We all died super quick.
Yeah.
Saturday, Linux Gamecast. Back to it. See you later.
Bye, everyone. Do, 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 do.